Hey everyone, welcome back to 996. The Howl, the Utah Hockey Club, are about to embark on one of the most important stretches of their first ever season in the NHL. They got a 7-game homestand. They got a 3-day break right now, and then Wednesday night it kicks off against the defending Stanley Cup champions of Florida Panthers. In those 7 games, only two of the opponents are currently in playoff spots, and also one game against a team they're going to be battling for the wild card spot in the St. Louis Blues. The two playoff teams, Florida and Winnipeg, and then that tough parallel game against the St. Louis Blues. But usually when a team's about to go on a long homestand, a long one in 7 games, it's probably a good thing. But for Utah, they've struggled at home way more than on the road. Right now, as the season stands, Utah's done a great job. They've done what they need to do on the road. It's about translating that play on home ice. To me, I've said it in previous videos, when they go and play on the road, it's like when you go to work on a Monday. Sure, it sucks, but you're there at the start of the shift and you're there at the end of the shift. You put in all your effort, you get your job done, and you go home. Whereas going to play at home ice, it's like going to work on a Friday. Maybe you're 15 minutes late, maybe your breaks are a little bit longer, a little bit more casual on a Friday. You've done all your work in the previous days of the week, so maybe a little bit lackadaisical on that Friday. To me, that's what it's like home and away. On the away ice, Utah puts on their work boots, their hard hat. They play the right way. Whereas at home, maybe it's more of a performance rather than a duty as it is away. At home, maybe the pressure of putting on that great performance to the fans gets to them. But let's look at the stats. It's not all about the eye test and what you feel. Let's look to see if the stats mirror what we say about Utah home and away. Their points percentage way better away at .587, at home .438. If their home play matched the same away points percentage, they would be in a playoff spot. Their goals for per game is above 3, which you love to see. When they're away from Delta Center, when they're at home, it's below 3, which you don't want to see, at 2.69. And goals against per game, same thing. You want that below 3, which they are when they're away from Salt Lake City. And when they're at home, it's above 3 at 3.25. Power play, what is this? Almost over a 9% increase on the power play when they play away as opposed to playing at home. That pressure, that performance mentality, entertainment mentality probably getting to them on the power play. And the PK as well, same thing, just over 9% better on the PK. The way Utah plays on the road defensively, it's perfect almost all the time. They're in the right spots, the right lanes, they block a lot of shots, they clog up chances. They don't take unnecessary risks when they're on the road. They pay attention to those small details, which their coach, Andre Tourigny, wants them to do at home ice as well. Shooting percentage, it's up 2 percentage points when they're away as opposed to home. Shots on goal per game, the only category where it's more at home, probably because they're throwing pucks on net. When they play away, it's more purposeful the way they shoot, and shots on goal against way lower away. Almost 3 shots less per game when they're on the road as opposed to home, which is above 30 shots against per game. And save percentage as well, can't leave out the goaltenders, pretty much the same. I'm sure, well, obviously, if the Utah Hockey Club pushed that game to shootout last night against Dallas, for sure that save percentage would be above 9. Unfortunately, they couldn't hold on to shootout against Dallas Saturday night, but goaltending seems to be pretty much the same. And then you got this multimedia sort of thing I'm trying out here. You got the whiteboard plus technology in these screenshots of the player stats away versus at home. Away, Clayton Keller, well, both away and home. Clayton Keller is probably the best consistent player. He's point per game at home ice and away. But Cooley and Gunther, our 2 young guns, are just exceptional away from the Delta Center, being a point per game. Whereas at home ice, they are way below a point per game at 0.625 points per game. So definitely need Cooley and Gunther to step it up. Sergachev at home ice is way better at getting points than away, but Sergachev is such a beast defensively when he's playing on the road, especially, Saturday night against Dallas, one of the best defenders on the ice, just breaking up plays, playing smart, playing conservative, not taking those risks. Schmaltz as well seems to be pretty much the same in terms of points per game percentage from away and home ice. Kerfoot, 12 out of his 15 points are playing away from Delta Center, and same with McBain. 12 out of his 15 points are on the road, and 8 out of his 10 goals are on the road as well. So maybe McBain and Kerfoot need a little bit of secondary or third scoring from the Utah Hockey Club's forward core. But yeah, just an interesting video. We're at probably the most important part of the season. My expectation here is 4 wins out of the 7, but it should be 5 wins out of the 7. And I think this is my guarantee. Probably shouldn't be saying this. If Utah manages to get 5 wins in these 7 games at home, I firmly believe they will be in the playoffs come April. This is a huge point. I can't emphasize it enough. And also maybe nearing the end of the homestand, we might see John Marino back. He's been slated to return February 1st. Lamoureux, he's been coming back slowly. Maybe he's another week or 2 away from returning. Unfortunately, Sean Durzi won't be returning. He's out for the whole season. But Bill Armstrong didn't say season and playoffs, so maybe some hopefulness there. But Utah, I'm sure the coaching staff knows, the players know this is a pivotal moment in this season, and let's see what they got here in these 7 games at the Delta Center. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.